Hello everyone, welcome to podcast. And in this session, we'll discuss the topic and also the implementation of the virtual environments in Python. So, virtual environments are used to specifically keep our project clean, isolated, and manageable. That is the overview or the key point to consider while using the virtual environment. It is an isolated project-specific dependencies, preventing conflicts between different projects, and it allows different projects to use different versions of the same package without interference. So specifically when we are building any project, we need any specific version of a particular package. Suppose for a pandas, for a particular project, I need pandas library and a particular version, right? So in that project, I can install that particular version of that pandas library and I can use it. While for some another project, I can use the same package pandas for some different version. So generally, when we create virtual environment, we can maintain those by using the different versions of pandas with the same package, and it prevents conflict between the different projects. So it allows different projects to use different version of the same package without interference. Now in Python development, we often use external packages. You know that we use pandas, we use numpy, we use TensorFlow. So these are the different packages, external packages, and these different projects may need different versions of the same package. As discussed earlier, for a particular project, I want pandas specific version. For another project, I want pandas different version. So may require requirement may differ according to the project, and that's where virtual environment helps. Now, what is a virtual environment? So it is a self-contained folder. We can describe it as a self-contained folder, and it has its own Python interpreter and libraries, and it's like a separate mini Python just for your project. Now, why use virtual environment? So keeping dependencies isolated for project, or as we have discussed earlier, to prevent the version conflict and make your project more easier to manage and share, and it avoids breaking system Python setup. Now, the how creating your isolated script. So Python's built-in venv module is the standard way to create virtual environment, and third-party tools like virtual env offer similar functionality, especially for older Python versions. So to create the virtual environment, first of all, we need to open the terminal or the command prompt and navigate to your, first of all, the project folder, and we should need to run the command like Python mvenv and the environment name. So my env can be the name of the virtual environment folder, and this creates the isolated environment. Now the activation, that is the stepping into your environment. So activating an environment of modifies your shell part to use the environment Python interpreter and install package, and your command prompt usually changes to indicate which environment is currently active. So before using it, you must activate the virtual environment. First of all, when we need to activate any specific environment, so before you must activate the virtual environment. For Windows, we have different. For Mac OS or Linux, we have different command. And after activation, your terminal will show mynv at the beginning. So in this way, we can activate your environment. Now the management, the handling dependencies within. So pip is used to install or uninstall and manage packages specifically for the active virtual environment, and requirements.txt file is commonly used to list and replicate a project dependency easily. So for if you need to install any package, we need to use the pip. Suppose I want to install pandas, so I will say pip install pandas. And for uninstall, we use the uninstall. Suppose I want to uninstall pandas, so pip uninstall pandas. So this is how we can manage packages specifically for the active virtual environment. And whenever you create a particular environment folder, we have the requirements.txt file. So in that file, we'll specifically mention, suppose for pandas, I have used this version. So I'll mention the pandas and the version number name. I have used numpy package, so I'll mention numpy, that this version I have used. For matplotlib, I have used this version. So it will basically keep the record of the Python packages we have used and the version we have used in that what we can say virtual environment, so or the particular project we are working with. So whenever suppose anybody wants to know which Python version or which package, which version we have used in this project, then the requirements.txt file will be very much important. You can also freeze and share dependencies. So to share your project with other, we just need that to type pip freeze and requirements.txt. And if you want, suppose if you want a particular version to be installed in that virtual environment or project, we will be just provided with the requirements.txt file. And what I will do, I will just mention pip install /r and requirements.txt, and all the Python packages of that particular version will be installed. Instead of working or typing particular command for each Python package, we will install all the Python packages in the requirements.txt file with the specific version. So in this way, the requirements.txt is very helpful. Next is the deactivating the environment. So just we need to mention, if you are done with your work in that environment, just type deactivate, and this brings you back to your system Python. Now managing the virtual environment, we have seen the pip how we can install and install. We can use the venv for a built-in solution, and we can also try virtual environment, which is for older tool. Ppnv, which manages the dependency for plus virtual environment, and conda for data science and ML project. So summary, we can say for the virtual environment topic is that virtual environment is equal to clean and organized project, and which is used to avoid conflict, keep dependencies separate, and easy to share, easy to create, activate, and install and share, and it is the best practice in a real world Python project. Now we have finished with the theoretical slash representation part, and we'll move towards the implementation, and we'll see how we can create the virtual environment and make different changes or install different packages. So let's move on.